of a network marketing professional and the leader of the High Flyers Hub. My team is called the High Flyers Hub. Right, so today I'll be sharing with us on the secret of consistency. One of the things the CM said was that you've been showing up every single day. And I was like, wow, this is social media that I didn't know so much about social media a few years ago. In fact, I struggled with it. In my mind then, I used to feel like, not just social media, sorry, let me just talk about social media now, because it's one of the tools that we have been using to build our business. And a few years ago, it wasn't my thing. I used to feel like if you're showing up on social media, is to show off. You're trying to show people that, oh, you've arrived and all of that. So I was at the background on social media until I realized, I think one of the reasons I decided to, it was Yoma, Yoma's consistent push. And then we're hearing from a lot of other leaders that network marketing, is moving to social media. You need to go on social media. So I had to take up the challenge. And today, here we are. It has really helped me to build my business. So he said I show up every day. And I was like, really? So people notice these things that we do every day. And I know one of the ways he has noticed that I show up every day is actually on social media, even though I do a lot at the background as well. And so today, I'm going to be sharing with you my secret of consistency. Why am I consistent? Okay, secret of consistency. I'm going to start with the why, and then we are going to look at the how. But let's begin with the definition. I just checked my dictionary for the meaning of consistency, and there are a lot of meanings, but I think the one that really caught my attention is the one that says showing steady conformity to character, profession, belief, or custom. Showing steady conformity to character, to profession, belief, or custom. So consistency there is telling you, okay, you stand for something for a long time. You're not shifting. Today you're here, tomorrow you're there. You're consistent, you're conforming to it, in your character, in your profession, belief, and all of that. So why have I been consistent? Why? Let me quickly share with you why I decided to be consistent. Initially, the network marketing business I am in right now wasn't my first. I've done like a lot in the past that really didn't give me what I wanted. But when I came on this one, I just made up my mind that I was going to build. Okay, I didn't make up my mind from the beginning, okay, because I felt like, oh, it's one of those ones, so I'll just buy stuff and then I go to sleep. But one of those days, it was January like this. Somebody posted, what she got from the business. And I was like, wow. I decided, okay, if she can get this from this network marketing business, that means if I put in much, then I can get more. And I told her something. I told the lady who posted, I said, whatever you did, I'm going to be doing 10 times more. So that was like decision. Now, why did I make that decision? My pain points, I wrote here, I had my initial why, okay, and now I have my knowledgeable why. So you need to understand that it's your why that will keep you consistent in whatever you're doing, in whatever you have decided to do for your life, for your business, and all. So, because that's what has actually happened for me. So my initial why was this, my pain point you're seeing on the screen. I finished school, and with the kind of connection my husband had in my city, I felt like, oh, as soon as I'm done with my service here, I'll go just get a job. I didn't need to even show up for interview, as a matter of fact. But to my greatest surprise, I couldn't find, I kept attending, interviews, different interviews, but never really got that job, any of the jobs. Let me cut the long story short. Let me not dwell in the details, but I couldn't get the job. And then I finally got the job where I took this picture you're seeing on the screen as a, what was the job again? I can't remember the office, business development manager. Yeah. With a 20,000 naira salary as a 2012. Yeah. 20,000 naira salary. And so I felt like, oh, for me, it was a big thing. I was going to be leaving the house, and because I'm leaving the house and getting this kind of money for myself, oh, I have arrived, But to my greatest surprise, that's the first time I got my salary, It finished like the following day, as in I got my salary today. By the next day, the 20,000 was over, as in finished. And I was like, wow, so this is not going to even help me. I do other things. I mean, I sew, decoration, many other things. But I just found out that wasn't enough. I just discovered from that moment that it wasn't going to help me. And then subsequently, they started owing, my office started owing. In fact, till now, for 4 months salary, my 4 months salary in that particular company or job had not been paid up till now. So I was being owed salary. And then for the businesses I was doing, people were owing me as well. I had debtors, all over. And then I had to become, because of all of that, I had to become a dependent wife, which wasn't my thing at all. So that got me really frustrated. I became a broke mom. I mean, I have my parents that I'm supposed to be taking care of, my younger ones I'm supposed to be taking care of. Being the first in my family, I couldn't. So it became very frustrating. And I wrote here, I was tired of being tired. When you get to a point of tired of being tired, you're looking for opportunity. You're looking for what other thing can I do? So when I found the opportunity and I, discovered, it was going to help me. I've heard other people's story. I did not take it seriously. I just felt like, okay, I'm going to be selling. Only for me to discover later on that it's not about selling. January to 2014, I made up my mind I was going to pay attention to the business. And why did I make up my mind? Because of this why, because of this frustration of having to, when your parents are reaching out to you for help, this one is reaching out, and then I'm having to ask my husband for one thing or the other, always asking for money. I hate, God knows, I did not grow up. My mom grew up independent. I mean, she raised us independently, so I've never really seen her looking for money anywhere. She generated her income from her job as a nurse, as a fashion designer, as a caterer, everything she was doing. And so that's already formed a belief system for me. So to ask my husband for money was a big problem, So having now been reduced to that point to, every morning you're even asking for money to go to work, to pay your way to work, it wasn't funny at all. So that's one of the reasons that I have been consistent, because I needed a change, a change in my story. I needed a change in my in the results I was having. It wasn't making sense at all. So I tell people that this quote by John Maxwell says that life is a matter of choices, and every choice you make makes you. Okay. So I made a choice. I made a decision to be, to decide to pay attention to the business. Just move on. So, but in deciding to pay attention to the business and be consistent, not just today you show, tomorrow you're no more, or today you're doing this one, next tomorrow you're doing another one. I just made up my mind that, you see, this business, I'm going to stay on it, which is the definition of, consistency, showing steady conformity, to the business. So I made up my mind I was going to learn. One of the things I learned from CM is LDT. I think he calls it LTD, but I formed it like I decided to use LDT, learn, do, and teach. Okay, so I decided to learn everything that had to do with the business, and then do it, and then whatever I was getting from it or whatever I was learning, I would do, implement, and then teach other people. And this year is going to, by August this year, I'm going to be 10 years on the business platform. But when I was 8 years, you can see many of benefits I have gotten from the platform because I was consistent. So my why, you need to find your why. Now, why I'm trying to share with us why I was consistent. So I got to discover that the secret of success, consistency is one of the keys to success. Consistency is one of the keys. I learned it from my mentors and my coaches, because I found out that in order to be successful, okay, in any opportunity or anything you decide to do, you must have people that you learn from, that people that have already succeeded. What did they do? How did they get there? And then you follow them. CM usually says that everyone can walk on water. How? When you know when the stones are placed. I think it's also a quote, but I can't really remember who quoted it, but I think I heard from him first. So success follows when you define what inspires you and motivates you and fires you up. So my why, what fired me up was the fact that I needed a change. I was tired of being tired. I needed, to get myself all off that, place where I was. I needed to change the narrative. So when you know when you know why you do what you do, even the toughest days become easier. So yes, I had challenges, but all of those challenges, I didn't see them as challenges anymore. So my why was, first of all, that the fact that this consistency is a secret to success. So if you are going to be successful, then you have to be consistent. And then my second why has to do with, I call it my knowledgeable why. Over time, I've come to discover that it's not just about me, it's about impacting other people. Okay. So I would have, after getting this kind of result, I would have said, oh, I'm not doing it anymore. After all, whether I show up or not, I will still earn my pay, because by God's grace, I've been able to build a team of over 200,000 people across the world, globally. So I am in a position where I can actually relax, and still be getting my benefits. But I found out that is not leadership, okay? That as a leader, you've got to impact people's lives. And apart from that, it was Zig Ziglar that says that if you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. So the more people I help to get what they want, that means I'm going to be getting even more. So I'm not settling down with just these things I had gotten. I'm looking at, how do I affect other people? How do I get more people to get what they want? Because I understand that there are many other things I'm looking for. I've grown over the years and I've discovered life is not just about getting the cars, the trips and all of that. There's more to life. And so if I'm going to get that more, then I need to help more people to get what they want. And that's why I have been consistent. And then another why I have been consistent is the fact that I have people. There are people around me who have kept me consistent. So I think it was Jim Rohn who said that you're an average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. Now, I discovered that, even when I decided to pay attention to the network marketing business that I am on, every time I had challenges and I, go to share with my husband, as at then he wasn't a believer of network marketing. So in fact, he had even told me not to be a part of network marketing. We had agreed that anything that has to do with network marketing, we're not going to pay attention to it. And so when I decided that I was going to, stay on, I signed up on the business and I decided to stay on to build. Every time I had my challenges and I go to share with him, like I'll go out in the day and I'm coming back, when you're getting all of the rejections, disappointments, and you come back and you're wondering, do I even know what I'm doing? And he's the closest person to me. So I'm sharing with him, see what happened to me today. And he's like, did I send you? Shebi, there's food in this house. There is this in this house. What is it what are you looking for, this woman? And over time, that became like a discouragement for me as a then. So I just made up my mind that I won't be sharing this part of my business with my husband anymore, So what am I trying to say? Even though over the years, okay, by the time he started seeing the results, he started seeing the transformed person, because in how many years I had been transformed mentally. I wasn't responding. I wasn't the same person I was like a few years after I had, gotten into the business. So he saw the transformation and that attracted him. That was like, so he decided to be a part of what I was doing. Today, my husband and I are building together. But as at that time, he didn't see. So why did he decide to join me? Because of consistency. There is no how I would have gotten the results I have gotten without being consistent, without showing up every day. So your cycle, oh my goodness, who is this? Somebody has hacked into this. Somebody has hacked into, are we here?
I'm on top of it. Don't worry, just continue.
All right. So, so the circle of people you have around you is very, very important.
Same person.
Hi, these guys are wicked. What's this? So the people you surround yourself, if you have like minds who are hungry like you, who are ready and, paying attention to their business, you will definitely stay consistent. So there's this analogy I normally give, okay, that it's easy to pull somebody that is down, that is up. If I'm on top of something, like on top of the table where I am, it's easy for the person that is down to pull me down than for me to pull the person up, right? So if you're surrounded by people who are all negative, who are always talking down on your network marketing business, who are always discouraging you, trust me, you are going to be inconsistent. In fact, after a while, you're definitely going to go, you're going to be discouraged and you'll stay off the business. So what I intentionally decided to do was to pick the people that I listen to and that I surround myself with. So one of the reasons I have been consistent is the people that I have around me. I don't immediately you start giving me negative vibes, or you give me, you're always discouraging me. I say, if I could stay clear for my husband as regards, that aspect of my business, who are you, for me not to stay away from? So if I notice that you're always discouraging me, I stay away from you. I don't even discuss, even if you are close, I stay away from discuss. So you need to watch your cycle. Very, very important. And then I hope this has made sense to somebody, why I have been consistent. I've talked about my why. I've said that my initial why was to change the narrative for myself and my family. So if your why is not strong, you're going to be giving excuses. It's like some people I go to the talk with when I'm going to share my business opportunity, and they're like, oh, my husband said, the person has entered the room again. It's trying to enter the room again. My husband said this. My husband said that. You can't go far. You really need to understand, what do you want? What do you want to achieve in life? If you're always depending on other people's opinion, then you can't go far. You can't go anywhere. Okay? Because you need to be consistent. Consistency is the key to being successful in your business. You can imagine if for those of us who do business, you can imagine you go to visit somebody's shop today, the person doesn't open. Tomorrow, the person opens. Next tomorrow, you don't see the person. Would you want to do business with that kind of person? No, you won't want to do. So how would you want people, to do business with you when you're not consistent? Today, you talk about this one. Next tomorrow, you're saying you're talking about another thing entirely. Another day, you're saying something else completely. Nobody's going to take you seriously. So you need to, first of all, identify your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Because that's what is going to motivate you. That's what is going to keep you on the game. So for me, what was motivating me was the fact that I needed to change the narrative. I needed to make money. Okay, yeah, make money and change the narrative for myself and my family. And that was my motivation. But like I said, I now have my knowledgeable why, which is to be a blessing to people, to impact people's lives positively, to help people get what they want. Because I understand the fact that when people get what they want, when I help people get what they want, then it'll be easy for me to get what I want. Now, in network marketing, you know that it's very easy for us. I think one of the issues we've had in the network marketing industry is that it's a lot of people want to, register people, get people on board their platform, but they are not ready to stay with those people, to teach them what it takes to build. And consistency, part of consistency is that you bring somebody into your business and you're there to show the person the way. If you're not there, of course, the person is definitely going to get discouraged and off. Why did I get discouraged in most of the network marketing businesses I did? Because when people sign me up, they are not there to follow up. So I end most of that. Some of them didn't even give me products. Some of them did. I signed up, I gave them money, but at the end of the day, I don't see them anymore. They didn't even give me my products. Years after, they are telling you, oh, sorry, and all of that. Come and join this one. It doesn't make sense. Right? Oh, sorry. So you need to identify what you really want. What do you want to achieve? Okay. So if you've decided to give yourself to network marketing, then of course you must be ready to stay consistent to do what you need to. I mean, there are a lot of things that are supposed to be done. Okay, like I just identified that a lot of us have not been consistent, and that is going to definitely affect the people you're bringing in. I mean, if you bring in somebody and you don't show them the way, how are they going to build the business? How are they going to stay on to build? So you need to be consistent even in the building of the business. And in, when you sponsor, you teach. You sponsor and teach the people that you're bringing in into the business, and then which is the impact that I talked about. So the fact that I want to see more people succeed, that's the reason that I am staying on to build the business. I mean, today, by God's grace, there is nowhere in the world, there is absolutely nowhere in the world that I can go and not have somebody and be stranded. I was telling somebody that even if you drop me in the desert, I cannot be stranded. You know why? Because I have business partners almost everywhere. I will know somebody that knows somebody who knows somebody that will give me help in that place. And that's as a result of being consistent in my business. So impact really pays. I mean, like I said, my why, identifying your why. Why have you decided to build the business? And then, okay, I wrote here, your circle and then your friends. I've also talked about your circle. One of the reasons you should be consistent is your circle. The circle of people that you spend most of your time with. If you're not having the right circle, it's not going to work. Okay, so I help them and they help me. So we are like minds, we help each other, and then we are growing together. And then, okay, so I decided to how to be consistent. Actually, I'm going to use this acronym, SUCCESS. SUCCESS is the acronym I'm using to explain how to be consistent. S stands for set your goal. Set your goal, which is what I said. Your goal is definitely going to come from your why. Why are you doing what you do? For example, one of the reasons I decided to change the narrative at that time, when I heard people were getting brand new cars, I said, wow, it would be nice to have a brand new car. I've never really had a brand new car before. My cars were usually Tokumbo. So imagine me, in fact, I imagine it too. I started seeing it in the dream, So by the time you're seeing yourself, the end results, why won't you stay consistent? If whatever you're doing is going to give you get you to achieve your goal, why won't you stay consistent? So you need to set your goal. This is the beginning of the year. You need to ask yourself, what do I want to achieve this year? I think it was 2 years ago that CM came to share with my team on how to set goals. And today, those principles, we are still using it to build. So you must identify that. I mean, there are a lot of distractions. It's easy to, say, oh, I want to pay attention to my network marketing business this year. And by second week of January, you're already off. You're doing other things. You're not paying attention to the business, and then you're expecting to get results. It's not going to work. So you must set your goal, because that is what will that will keep you in the game. Set your goal. And probably not just setting of goal. Like I said, there's a lot of distractions. So one of the ways to stay on that goal is to get your vision board. CM came up with this package of, which is fantastic. The vision board, what do you call it, package that has really helped me. I have mine here. I wish I could turn the camera for you guys to see. My vision board for the year is already. So you need to put all of that in place, because that will help you to stay consistent. When you set your goal and then you have your affirmation, the words you speak to. Another secret to being consistent, my being consistent, is what I've been saying to myself. I forgot to mention that it's the fact that I keep telling myself that I want to do this, I'm going to get this. So what are you telling yourself every day? If what you're telling yourself every day are negative things, you're always complaining about how this one did not happen, about how that one did not happen, trust me, you're not going to go far. You're not going to go far. You're going to be distracted, and very soon you give up. Okay. So, but setting your goal and having those affirmations speaking to yourself. I mean, we know that what we say we become. Your words are very important. What are you saying to yourself every single day? So you set your goal and then have those affirmations that you can be saying to yourself every day. So for me, I figured out that instead of putting my energy to complain about things not going on well, or the rejection that I was facing, the challenges I was facing, I'm going to rather use that energy to tell myself what I want to see. Okay. So yes, I set my goal, and one of my goals would be maybe I want to get a car. I want my team to get to this number. I want to be able to get this number. So I start telling myself, I'm calling those things that be not as though they were, right? I start calling them forth. So set your goal and then have your affirmation. And then you, remember, is an acronym, success. And then you is understand the obstacles. Understand that there's going to be obstacles. When you make up your mind to be consistent, when you make up your mind to even achieve anything in life, this is not just about the network marketing business, it's also about life generally. Every time you make up your mind to achieve something or to get something done, there's definitely going to be challenges coming up. Challenges is a part of life. And I like the way there's somebody that gave me this analogy, that in the hospital, you have the monitor. Every time you see the monitor going on a straight line, it means that person is dead. Right? But when you see it going up and down, the monitor is going up and down, then you know that the person is alive. So if you're not having challenges, I'm telling you, you're dead, you're actually dead. That's what it means, So understand that there's going to be challenges, expect those challenges, and make up your mind that as the challenges are going to come, rather than give up, that you're going to use them as a stepping stone. So what I did was, every time those challenges come, I asked myself, what can I learn from this challenge? What do I need to learn? Because when I learn, I found that when I learn from the challenge, I picked my lesson from the challenge and I decide to sort it out. I move myself to the next level. I become a better person. For example, why did I come to Lagos for the mentorship session in 2017 or 2018 thereabout? It was because I was feeling, I had gotten to a rank where I needed to stand up as a leader, but I didn't have that. I don't know. I didn't find myself becoming that leader. I was still afraid. I was still wondering, can I do it? But coming for that event really helped me. It made me sit up. Impacted me so much, gave me so much, so much to understand about leadership and about business. And that was how I woke up, So I decided to learn, instead of me to say, oh, this is the end. Okay, so I don't know what to do again. Let me move to something else. I decided to expand myself, to learn more, to connect with more people, mentors and coaches. You need people, like I said, your circle. Who are you surrounded with? If your friends or your business partners are busy discouraging you, then you get people out there. We have CM here, who is an amazing mentor. I have followed him over the years, and trust me, if he is a consistent person, why won't I be consistent? So following his footsteps and other leaders in business, following their footsteps has also helped me to be consistent and will also help. So understand that there'll be obstacles and make up your mind to learn from those obstacles. I think another thing that gets people to not to be consistent is that as soon as they meet that what do you call it, like a blockage, like you meet a barrier, an obstacle, you throw in the towel, is that learn those what do you call them, the things that you need to know about or learn and do in the business. Okay, so rather than learn those things, they'll tell you, oh, it's not my thing. I can't do it. I can't do presentations. I can't put up slides. I can't talk to people. So why don't you come, instead of saying, I can't talk to people, how can I talk to people? How can I learn? Seeing any response in the chat? I like to have response feedback so that I know that I'm not alone here. You guys, please, let's be chatting in the group. Let me be sure that I am making sense here. I hope I'm not confusing us. Are we together? Where is the chat? So please drop some fire emojis if you're still in the house. Let me see you. Let me be sure, or maybe even type in something you have gotten from what I've said so far. No, I want, CM, I know I'm doing well, but I'll be disabled. Okay, fantastic. It's okay, no, I understand, sir. I understand now. All right, so you need to be prepared for the challenges that will come up. Understand that life is not a bed of roses. Your success in your business is not going to be a walk in the park. So prepare your mind early enough. When you prepare your mind early enough, then you will not be inconsistent. You will not show up today and tomorrow. You will just know that, okay, so this is needed. What else do I need to? So you just have your plan ahead. All right. So learn from your mistakes. Learn from those mistakes. So it's like a child that is learning to crawl. Understand that you're not going to do well at the beginning. Yes, you're going to miss some points. You may even talk, like my first presentation was terrible. Like, I don't want to even ever remember it, but sometimes I have to share it with my team members so that they know that I was never perfect before. I was never perfect. In fact, I had a lot of, and I still, right now, there's still a lot of things that I'm having to learn. So, but I understand it better. So I'm patient with myself. So be patient with yourself, be patient with your business, and understand that there are things to be learned, okay, and decide to learn them. And then create a positive mental picture. Create a positive that's C. C is create a positive mental picture. As far as the Bible, God told Abraham, look, how far can you see? What are you saying? He said, as far as your eyes can see, it's going to be yours. So what are you seeing? If your mental picture is telling you, this is not for you, or is for a particular set of people, or, all of those negative things that keeps coming up, then you're not going to go far. You're not going to be consistent. That is why the people you spend, you have to guard your hearts. That is so important. You need to, in creating a positive mental picture, because your eye gates, your mouth gates, your eye gates, your ear gate, what you're hearing, what you're saying, what you're seeing is very important in creating that mental picture. So if you're always watching things that do not have to do with your business, or have to do with, you're always watching, paying attention to things that do not add value to where you're going to. Trust me, over time, you're going to be off. You're going to be out of business even, that TV. And each time my children call me, because the TV is big, they're like, Mommy, you don't own your TV. Let me take it to my, I say, no, I own that TV whenever, maybe I'm having an event and I just use it to watch, maybe I'm doing use it as a screen, for Zoom or something, So for if you're spending time on things that don't add value to you or your business, then your mental picture of the future was definitely going to be distorted. Okay, so have a mental picture. What do you want to achieve? That's where it's still part of goal setting as well. Have a positive mental picture. Where are you headed? Where do you want to be in the next 1 year, in the next 12 months? Where do you see yourself in your business? Create that positive picture and hold it there. One of the ways to hold it there, like I said, is having your vision board, having your vision board in place and those affirmations. So create your positive mental picture. Why? Because that is what is going to keep you on track. So each time you feel like, oh, can I do this? Am I sure? Can I? Those pictures will help you. Like for me, one of the things that kept, waking me up from bed was the fact that I didn't want to go back and be asking my husband for money. Hey, no. So I made up my mind that every week I must earn nothing less. As at then I said, let me not, I want to be earning nothing less than 20,000 naira a week. And from then till now, that value has grown because I have been consistent in my business. When you're consistent, you're definitely going to get more. Okay, so create a mental picture. And then before I say number, the next C is create a schedule for yourself. You need a schedule. What's your routine? What's your daily routine? Your daily routine, by the time initially, like I said, you will not keep to it. You may not keep to it, but as you keep doing it over time, trust me, it's going to be your way of life. So identify what you want to be doing every single day. What's expected of you? What is expected of you every single day? What are your your income producing activities. What are those income producing activities? You write them down and then apportion time to them, include them in your schedule, and then make sure that every single day you're showing up to make those things happen. You're definitely going to get results. I mean, you're definitely going to stay consistent in your business. And okay, I said create a schedule for yourself. So for example, let me quickly share with you my schedule. For example, one of my schedule in the morning when I wake up, I mean, I have my prayer time, I have my prayer and study time, and then the next thing I'm going to do is my workouts. I decided to include it in my morning routine because I found out that if you're not okay, you definitely can give out great things out there. So my mindset, one of the ways to keep my mindset right is exercising, working out every morning. And for me, I found out that going to the gym was going to be taking too much of my time. Like I'm going to have to, that time, the 10 minutes I'm driving to the gym is enough time for me to do the workout in my house. So I decided to be doing my workout every day. 2 years ago, I just told myself I'm going to be working out every day, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Then I've increased it to 45 minutes to 1 hour. And it's been amazing. With that, I'm able to achieve my health goal as well. So from working out to writing my list for the day, I mean, to-do list, what do I need to do today? I write it down. And like, for example, after working out, I need to do my first post on my team, on social media, across boards. I need to do my post. And after that, I need to, start talking to people. Okay, I go take my bath, get food for the family and all of that. So you need to have your daily routine. And because I have that listed out, you need to be clear. That will, in being clear, you set your mind, you set your person in place to actually do what you're supposed to do. Now, most times we are not consistent because you're not even clear about what you're supposed to be doing. So, but having this schedule, having your daily routine in place, and you stick to what you have planned to do. You don't just allow any other thing to come out. Whatever you have planned to do, stick to it. Keep doing it. Like I said, when you start, it may not be consistent, but as you keep doing it every day, it becomes a part of you. So you can just flow with it. Okay. So create a schedule for yourself and your business is very important. And then, okay, I said embrace the challenge. Embrace the challenge, almost like understand that there'll be obstacles, but embrace the challenge. It's a challenge. Trust me, it's not going to be easy. Nobody said it was going to be easy. I just made up my mind. I just made up my mind that yes, there will be challenges. So what do I do? Instead of pushing, putting that challenge aside, I decided to do what? Embracing the challenge means that you decide to learn from that challenge instead of giving it as an excuse for not succeeding or for not doing what you're supposed to do. You tell yourself, oh, after all, I spoke with the other person the other day, everybody's telling me no. So why don't you decide, okay, how do I get more people to say yes? What do I need to say? Okay, maybe I'm not doing my presentation right. Maybe there are things that I'm saying that is discouraging people. So things that you need to do in order to be better instead of throwing in the towel and saying, oh, this is not for me. So you must embrace the challenge. Understand that it's not going to be an easy thing at all. To get results in network marketing, I mean, genuine results, is not an easy task at all. For everyone you're succeeding, trust me, they gave it time and they've been consistent. You must show up in your daily routine, in doing the activities that you need to do. And then the next letter there is S. S. Remember, this is an acronym, success. So the next letter there is S. And S here for me, I said, stay on track, which is focus. Stay on track. Focus means follow one course until successful. You don't do this one today. I see a lot of people jumping from one network marketing and they say one marketing company to another. And they call it multiple streams of income. Oh my goodness. Most times when I'm here, I just know that these people don't know what they are saying, because network marketing, you stick to one and then you understand it and build it. Building it is building people. The more people you build, the more you're going to be successful. So you stay on track, follow one course until successful. You don't jump from here to here, from there to there, and then you expect to see results. Consistency is you being focused, one eye. You're not looking at sideways or left. You are there. Come rain, come sunshine, you are there, focusing on your business. on the things that you need to do. If you're, one of the things you need to do is to build a team. And you know that building a team is not beans. I can tell you from my 10 years experience now, it is not beans. You're having people from different walks of life with different mindsets, different behaviors. I mean, understand, people will even insult you and do stuff to you. But what do? You keep your focus because you know your end result. The Bible says that Jesus, for the joy that was set before him, he endured the shame, he endured the pain. You can imagine, for those of us who are Christians, do you imagine where you would have been today if Jesus didn't die, if he didn't if he gave up on the way to that goal would have been no more. So if you're going to be successful, then you've got to be consistent and stay focused on what you want to achieve, irrespective of whatever distractions will come, because the distractions will certainly come. Understand that. So identify what the distractions are. What are those distractions? Identify them. What, for example, what kind of distractions if you're here in the room, let me know what kind of distractions can come to you. Other companies, especially when. Okay, yeah, please, let's interact. Can we share what distractions could come to you?
Anybody wants to share?
What I see as distraction to me is maybe you have a business you are doing and you are not just where you want to build that business, and somebody just comes to you that, oh, come and see this one. This one is new in town, and they are bringing this, they are bringing million. So you want to go and see, let me go and see what's going on there. But if you focus, just okay, this way there's a way there, let me just go. But that distraction will surely go.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's a distraction. Having to listen to other businesses or business opportunities, because there are always new companies coming, there are always new opportunities coming. But when you know what you want, you keep your eyes focused on the goal and what you want to achieve. Another distraction I know very well is social media. That one is a big distraction. When you're just scrolling through, or you want to post something, and then before you know it, a video is popping up and you're watching. See, these days we have reels that are very short. Before you know, you get caught up with all of those comedy videos, and then before you know it, the day is over. You end up spending 2-3 hours. You will be shocked that you have actually spent how many hours on that. So, and then you cannot be consistent. You end up, the day is over, you have not achieved what you want to achieve, which is why it is important to have your vision board by your side or on your phone. Have your virtual vision board, because it's going to also remind you that, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be scrolling through the phone, through social media. Do what you need to do and get off. Pay attention to what you're supposed to be doing. Allocate time to social media. And once that time is over, get to the other thing that you're supposed to be doing, because we actually need social media to build our business. And then, still staying on track, I wrote here that your circle, your focus also depends on your circle. I know I had explained that earlier on. Who are you locking hands with this year to build your business? Who are you going to be spending most of your time with? Because if you spend time with people who are not going anywhere, who do not have a goal, who do not even understand what you're talking about, trust me, they're going to drag you down. So you must have your right circle, and then your words to that, and then keep yourself accountable. Keep yourself accountable, still in focus. Keep yourself accountable. And for me, one of the ways that I keep myself accountable is having an accountability partner. So if you can get an accountability partner, please do so. That accountability partner, somebody who is flowing on the same level with you, not somebody that will drag you down. An accountability partner will help, because most times you may not be able to reach your there are certain things you want to discuss, fine tune or something, and you need somebody to discuss with. Your accountability partner will be that kind of person. Or you, at the end of the day, both of you come back to say, oh, okay, this is what I did. When you understand, when you have somebody that is keeping you accountable like that, you're going to pay attention. When you remember, oh, I have to give an account to this person, by the end of the day, you will not be easily distracted. your focus will be on the goal. Okay, so you're keep yourself accountable by having an accountability partner. And then I said here, don't promise what you can't fulfill. Being focused again has to do with you keeping to your words. Keeping to your words. You cannot promise and then you do not fulfill. For example, you sign up somebody and then you told the person, oh, I'm going to do everything for you. Who does that? In network marketing, we all know that nobody can build your business for you. The person may work with you, help you, work with you to achieve their goals, but the person cannot do the business for you. So you don't tell people what is not possible. So be consistent even with your words. It's very, very important. One of the reasons a lot of us are failing in this industry is the fact that we are not consistent with our words. Today you're saying this, tomorrow you say that, and then most people are now bad-mouthing network marketing businesses. Meanwhile, you could have say the truth. For me, I tell my team members, the truth is enough. You do not need to sugarcoat it. Anybody that wants to do a business will join. You do not need to sugarcoat it. Okay, so then show the world that you can do it. Show the world that you can do it. That's consistency. If you're going to be successful, you need to go out there. After all is said and done, you need to put in the work. Show up every single day. Why are you showing up every single day? Because of this, that. You need to change your story. You need to help this person get that, whatever. So identify your why and let it keep you up on your toes. Over the years, paying attention and, just because of that, my former why, now it has become, or my initial why, sorry, my life is so conformed to what I have been doing over the years. Now it's a lifestyle. I do it every single day, whether somebody is there to watch me or not, whether I have reached my goal or not. I am there doing what I need to do because it has become a part of me. So that's the good thing about consistency. It now becomes your character. It becomes your you. That's just you. In every aspect of your life, if you are disciplined enough to follow through what you have written down to follow through, over time it becomes part of you. And that's just who you are, and you begin to achieve your amazing results because
Okay, so my side.
Okay, I'm sure that there's plenty we are learning already.
As soon as she comes back in.
I'm back.
Okay, great.
Okay, I'm actually done. I just wanted to round up with the fact that consistency is what transforms average people into excellence. Consistency is what transforms average people into excellence. And even people that do not even know their left from their right. Over time, if you're consistent, you stand out. If you're consistent, consistency will actually give you a spot. Okay, so stay consistent, and then being persistent may lead you to, this is a quote by Kenny Dozinga. He said that being persistent may lead you to the door, but consistency is the key that will unlock the door. Okay, so you can be persistent, but it's consistency that is the key to opening the door. So no matter what happens, you've got to be consistent. You can't be today, you're there, tomorrow, you're up, you're tomorrow. No. Every single day, you're paying attention to what you need to do and you go ahead to do it. So success, set your goal, understand the obstacles, create a positive mental picture, create a schedule for yourself, embrace the challenge, stay on track, show the world that you can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this made sense to you. If I tell you, I didn't really have time to prepare. You can see that my slides, at some point I had to cut it, because I didn't have the time to put it together. But I hope that with this few points of mine, that you've gotten some value and that you're going to stay consistent to build your business to success. Thank you so much. I'll be ready for questions. Thank you.
So questions. You want to ask questions? Anybody questions? Questions?
Well, you have done well. That's right. That's, I want to remember you now.
In your phonics.
I would like that. You have said this much, and I sincerely appreciate you. And from your words, I look back to what has happened to me as a person, and I can see a lot of mistakes that I was doing along the line, and I hope I'll be able to correct them. Maybe next year we'll be here again to hear more from us. Yes, the question I have now is that I agree that you are successful and your husband will support you in this business. What level of support has it been given to you that has made you to think, okay, this man has done so well. I need to know, how did you manage to bring it real into the business that can give you that confidence that this man has been supporting me? That's my number one question. Then number two question is that you have downlines all over and all over. I know you must be working with just few people. You know, the way that you work with few people work with few people. And how do you manage to keep them close to yourself? Because I've tried many times to bring my friends, my family, and a lot of people together. And after maybe 1 year or 3 months, everybody will scatter, maybe due to one thing or the other. Yes, I've been helping, I've been supporting, I've been doing a lot of things, but I still need to understand the way to keep those people intact for the future. Thank you.
Okay. So if I understand your question very well, you said your number one question is, what level of support do you get from your husband? Is that the question?
Something like that.
Okay. Now
The question is asking, is your husband doing the business? How supportive is this support? They want to give it.
How? Sorry, I didn't get that.
How much support?
How much support? Okay.
Yes, especially if your business, is he active or is he just supporting you? How does this support work out?
Okay, thank you so much. Now, when I initially, there was no form of support. Okay, I would say the only the support I got, which for me was just okay, was the fact that he even agreed. Remember, I went behind him to sign up. He had warned me not to be a part of it, but I went behind him and I signed up. It was actually the first time I was disobeying my husband. And but now you need to hear him when he's talking about the business. He's sharing his story. He will tell you that, oh, my wife disobeyed me, but that disobedience is what has turned our lives around. So initially, he wasn't supportive. Like, he would see my products in the room. He would tell me, I don't want to see this thing here. You know, I take it to the car. He's telling me, I don't want to see these things here. You know, all of that. And, you know, those discouragement, like I talked about. But because I had made up my mind to do it, I think it's my consistency that brought the results that transformed his mindset concerning network marketing. So many times it is the kind of our body language, no, it's just not just body language, the way we go about our business attracts people. I think that's what I want to say. The way you attract you go about your business will bring results that will attract people to you. So if you can imagine, if I was not consistent, or maybe he's having to remind me, like before, most of those businesses I did before, the network marketing businesses I did before, I would sign up. Most of it was always his money. In fact, why he actually won me not to be a part of it was because it was his money I kept on using. So, I mean, he would sign me about, telling me, oh, this one, they said, if you come in today, you get this, you get that, you know, and you give me money. I sign up. A few weeks later, you ask me how far for the business. I'll start telling him stories. So, but this particular one, I used my money. Like, I had to close my account to start it. I didn't get the money from him. And I think that's one of the reasons, because it was my money, I decided to pay attention to it. And then paying attention to it and being consistent in the business gave me results that was evident enough. I mean, result that blew his mind beyond his imagination. Imagine qualifying for a trip to America. My husband has been traveling to America, but he just couldn't get me to join him. And then here was I was able to meet up with the requirements for the promo that was running, and I got on an all expense paid trip to America. And he was joking. In fact, he was laughing at me when I told him I had qualified, because he felt like they were using my head. To his greatest surprise, I got the what I needed, and I was called to Abuja for my visa interview, and he was expecting that I would come and ask him for money to pay my flight ticket. He didn't see. He waited for a long time. I did not get money from him. I finally got my 2 years visa, went to US, came back. I came back with boxes. My husband came to pick me from the airport, and I was wondering, what? As in, he didn't give me money, and I'm coming back with so much. He said, wow. So the results, because of consistency, the result I got wowed him, and he decided to go check out what this business was all about. So from then, he started giving his support. So like now, when I mean support, we are building the business together. So he has his team, he's building, his team is under my team, right? And we all work together to achieve success. So he permits, one of the supports I really appreciate so much was the fact that if I say I'm going, okay, for example, when I got the mail from CM that he was going to be having a mentorship session, many husbands will not permit their wives to go all the way. What are you going to do in Lagos for 1 week? I had never really traveled like that. I didn't really know most people in Lagos. And then I was telling him I'm going to travel to Lagos, and I just got the mail, and I was supposed to be going in like 2 or 3 days or so. No. I just got the mail. I think there was a 1 week difference or so. I just saw the mail. The mail had been sent earlier, but I didn't see it. So when I saw it, I told him, hey, I need to be in this event. And he said, okay, what is it going to do for you? How does it affect you? And I told him, he read the mail, and I said, okay, most husbands won't allow their wives, and with that, they can't go far. So his support, allowing me to do what I want to do, giving me the wings to fly, is that it was an amazing support. Yeah, he did not support the business, like he did not give me a go ahead to sign up in the business, but it didn't stop me from pushing the business until I saw the result that actually got him to be convinced to be a part of what we are doing. So right now, his support is 100%. Like, we go for presentations together. He can, most times if you're having online presentation, he's the one in charge of the Zoom app and setting up place. He does, he has his team and he's responsible for his team. He's that active. Like, he hosts presentation for his team. He has his group. He has his WhatsApp group. Okay, I only show up there on WhatsApp once in a while, So that's the level of support I'm getting from him. I don't know, have I answered your question?
Yes.
Okay. So the second question, you said, how do you recruit and keep? That's the summary of the question. You have people coming in, but they don't stay, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to start. For me, I think it begins from your presentation. What did you tell them when you got them on board? Sometimes trying to get people to sign up with us, we end up saying things that will, get them to now depend solely on you, or to feel like they're doing you a favor. So your presentation matters. If you're busy telling your prospects that, oh, I'm going to do this for you, don't worry, everything is very easy, I'm going to be doing everything. And in your very heart that it is not possible to build a team for somebody. I have them all over. I have my siblings in the business, but they are not active. So now what did I do? In fact, I still have my in-laws. I still have very close friends of mine who haven't joined me in my business. But did that stop me? Some of them, are celebrating me. Every time they see me, they're like, oh, I'm so happy for you. But they still haven't signed up. Some of them have signed up 10 years after they've decided, like I just signed up somebody a few days ago who saw me in the airport and said, oh, I'm regretting that I didn't sign up. And she decided to sign up 10 years after. People are still signing up. So the fact that the people you have spoken to have not signed up shouldn't discourage you. And then the ones who have signed up, you need to get them started right. from your presentation to your boarding session. I mean, boarding session for me and my team, what we do is that when you sign up, you need to sit down with your prospect, your new team member, to show them from day one. Why did we come up with that? Because we found out that those are the issues. People sign up into the business and nobody takes responsibility whatsoever. So you just, as soon as the PB appears in your back office, for you are done. Meanwhile, the business has just started. As soon as the person sign up, you get the money and maybe you get the bonus, and for you've done something. For me, that is just the beginning, because you never know, that one person can bring you a whole nation. So imagine the number of people that have gotten discouraged because of what you said, or you were not there for them. So as soon as you sign somebody up, within the next 24 to 48 hours, you should have a boarding session with that person. You and that person sit down and talk. Let the person have their ID, what they call it, their membership code. Let them see what the back office is. Let them get them to have their products. You can imagine people who sign up people and they don't even deliver their products. And they start, when you ask them, they are telling you stories. They are not committed. They are not consistent. And then you expect people to stay on to build with you. How is that going to happen? It's not going to happen. A lot of people will be leaving you. So some of them may just sign up because they are trying to do you a favor. Oh, you've disturbed them over time. So they're like, okay, let me sign up because Biodo has been on my case. Okay, let me have rest. So they are doing you a favor. They have settled you. As you're calling them, they don't want to hear again. But when you make it, let them understand the fact that this is a business. This is a business. And if the business is going to succeed, they have to be responsible. They need to show up. And then even another very key thing is from day one, let them identify who is going to be a product user and who is going to be a business builder. Some people are just signing up to just use products. They're just signing up to use products, and then you are forcing them to build a business, right? So at the end of the day, you are frustrated because you're forcing somebody who wants to just use product to build business. Even though, like, I started as a product user. Initially, when I signed up, I was like, okay, toothpaste is good, this product is good, the other product is good. So, okay, my friend, just give me this set of products. I will tell my husband that I just bought the products to use. It was until the following year, that was 2013. By 2014, January, I saw the alert that somebody got, and I woke up to build. So somebody may start as a product user, and over time, but because of the way you're relating with the person, you're always there. I mean, you're checking on the person, because you should board a customer as well. Even if somebody is signing up to use products, that person deserves your time too at the beginning. Let the person, you don't just dump product on that person. The person should know how to use that product, what it needs to be done, how should they use it, what is this product about, how should they use it. You guide them properly, and then keep checking on them. You don't just dump the product on them. After a while, go back to check, how is that product with you? What has it done? Has it helped you? What did it do? It will show. It shows that you're concerned. You're not just you're not being selfish. You're not just dumping products on people. You're interested in what the product has done for that person. And remember that by the time you get that feedback, it's actually for your own good, right? By the time you get that feedback, you can use it to also market. So it all works together for your good at the end of the day. So how you recruit is very important, and then what you do after the person has come on board is also very important. So you are there. Consistency is you being there for the people you are signed up. I'm not saying build the business for them, but let them know from the beginning that you are going to work with them to achieve results, that this is their business. And when they are responsible, when they work on it, it's going to give them results. So you are there for them. Not when they ask you one question, you're saying, I beg. I don't want to hear again. I'm tired. Your questions are too much. No, for me, if somebody is asking me questions, I know that this person is ready for business. I pay attention to you. Every one of them, we may not be serious, right? Everyone is not going to be serious. So the ones that are serious, you'll be reaching out. Over time, you may get few people. The ones that are not ready, it's okay. That's why you keep recruiting. You keep recruiting. For us, it's like selection. You're selecting. So over time, you're definitely going to get people who are ready to build and work the business with you. Your consistency, remember I said your consistency will attract more people to you. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, thank you very much. I have a few questions here. Let me just before the other ones come. Someone's asking here, how many direct downlines do you have in your current business? Do you still recruit people into the business? Another person is asking,
Can I take them one after the other? I will forget.
Okay, please.
Yeah. So you said,
how many directs do you have, and do you still recruit to your business?
I have, the last time I checked, I haven't checked recently, but the last time I checked, there are over 100 people direct downlines, as in sponsored downlines. We call them sponsored downlines. Yes, over 100. And then in my team, over 200,000. I've not checked again recently, but the last time I checked, they were over 200,000. Now, is that the question? Yes, do I still recruit? Of course, I just said it when I was speaking that 3 days ago, I went to drop my son in the airport, and I met a friend who had that job on her hair, and I spoke with her about using our products, and she ended up signing up. I mean, my business is my lifestyle. I can't finish talking with you and not talk about my business. I recruit 247.
Okay. Thank you very much. Please, does doing your network business in Nigeria or will you place a limitation on your growth? Then, as social media helps you, how has social media helped you?
Okay. Has doing my business in Nigeria helped my growth? I think
has it limited your growth?
No. Instead, it has actually helped me. For me, I don't see. Maybe because of the platform I am, is a global company, so you have access. I mean, you can recruit from at least where you have the business in different countries. I think like 36 countries or so. So if I'm able to reach out to those people, and then those people are able to reach out to. When I started the business, it was just a few people. Like I said, I didn't know people in Lagos, Abuja, all of the other states. So I started with the people, the known to the unknown. So while helping the known, helping the few people that, okay, this was going to help the person that asked about recruits and keep. Now, trying to help the people that I brought on board the business exposed me to people that were not even in my circle, or they were not my friends. So I started with my friends and family members. So some of them, very, very, very few, I think 1 or 2 or 3 were ready to build the business. At the end of the day, I think I just had only one who was ready to build. But that 1 or 2 persons that decided to build, I worked with them. Remember, I said, one of the things I said was that 1 person can bring you a whole nation. So if I am committed, I'm consistently and committedly, building, working with 1 person, and the person opens up their social capital to me, that's a whole lot, because I'm helping that person. At the end of the day, it's going to definitely add to me. So building my business in Nigeria, in fact, I think I would say has affected my business positively. It has not, affected it negatively. Rather, it's been positive, because I'm able, from where I am, I mean, just by making myself available and being consistent, I've been able to help people, and then those people brought a result into the business. So it has actually helped me. So even though I'm in Uyo, yet I'm able to reach out. Thank God for social media. Again, social media has also really helped, because from social media is like a global village. I mean, a village, right? So by the time you're out there consistently showing up, definitely you're going to have people reaching out to you. Social media has actually really, really helped. Yes.
So which of the social media channels, platforms do you use? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, what do you use?
Okay, right now I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I am on TikTok. But I'm more consistent on Facebook. Instagram, not so consistent. I haven't really gotten much from Instagram. I just went there because people said, "Oh, Instagram." So I went there. But this year, I've made up my mind to, pay attention to Instagram. But my attention is really on Facebook and then TikTok as well. Sometime last year, I decided to get into on TikTok as well. So I'm on TikTok. Those are the 3 social media handles. Okay, maybe a WhatsApp as well. My WhatsApp is a social media handle too. So I'm on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp status is also where I build my business. Yeah.
Okay, any questions? Finally? Not really a question. The contribution. Okay, let's know what you want to do.
Alright.
So we're looking for this.
But now, I don't even know but I think I've been the teachers of the children. And I want to say, resigning voluntary for grants teaching. She was one of the people that was invented me there. Because by the time they are born, their children in the body now, they come with this their class, long eclampsia. And coming down there, I envy them kind of not looking at the children of the politician. I was like saying, that's what my doing. If these people can live this kind of life, I think I can do better. And I remember when I went to my sister's place, I read the book, and the book was Think Like a Millionaire. So the day I read that, I resigned in my mind. So when I went back, I thought I campaign to resign. I said, I resigned today. I said, I don't know, but I just know what I'm getting here. The kind of life I'm living. The pay I'm getting there will not really get me. By December, I resigned. Even the donor for December, man, I'm not even resigning. I said, I don't know. I didn't go to the government employment. I said, no, not look at me. I said, don't worry, when I'm on the street, something will help me out. And I remember I see I fly language, but I did not really understand what they were doing there. I think I was doing well there, but at least what I get now, and thank God, events of life taking to the place whereby I came to get the bondage. I'm so happy that I'm sitting down to listen from her. I know one day I will also become someone who is
Amen.
From my state. So I'm proud that I'm an Apollo and she's young. Don't worry. Very soon, people will hear about it now. They are really big. The next one days, the leader will become an house in Apollo State. Thank you very much.
Okay, so finally, I think final from here. I want to hear a little bit about business cycles. So I know that it's not always up.
Yeah.
Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. So I want you to give us an idea of the cycles that you have experienced. I know that you said when you started, your goal was just to earn 20,000 naira per week. That would sound small to some people, but that was the start. And then, probably like maybe a high cycle, a low cycle, just give us an idea of the cycle. And what do we do when the cycles are not in our favor?
Okay. Now, when you talk about cycles, are you talking about in terms, because you mentioned money now, so I'm wondering, is it in terms of the earnings?
I'm talking about time in, sorry.
Every business has seasons. So there's really something like this. So just something to give us an idea of, have you experienced any of those cycles? And what do you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my, there've been times where it was dry, like dry season as in dry. And then there've been times where we had rainy season. I mean, everything was pouring out and going on well. We even have times when there was so much abundance. So, but for me, I think we've also had turbulent times, okay? Let me call it that, turbulent times where there is so much rain with storms and lightning. You're wondering, can we survive this? So all of those are seasons that we have gone through. And like I said, I think the reason that what has kept me going is the fact of the consistency thing. I just made up my mind that I am committed. I have this group of people that I have committed myself to. That's, leadership now. I can't go back on my words. I have brought somebody into this business and I told the person I'm going to work with you to build. So where am I going to? Most times I feel like giving up and I'm like, so what will I say to this other person? This person hasn't achieved yet. The other person hasn't achieved yet. This other person I said hasn't achieved yet. Where am I going to? So they become my motivation to stay on. Okay, so it's beyond when the seasons change. is beyond just me earning my big bonuses. Like I said, I would have said, at the level where I am, I would have said, oh, I'm done, I'm okay. I'm doing very well, I'm okay. But no, I'm looking beyond myself. I'm looking at the people that I gave my commitment to, that I committed, that I am committed to helping them to also achieve like I have achieved. You know, so long the company is on and is having what they need to have, their products, they are paying bonuses, where am I going to? Because I understand that life is not a straight line. There's definitely going to be ups and downs. And those ups and downs is what makes it interesting. If everything was smooth, I don't think I would have grown. I don't think I would have had, you know, that staying power. I don't think I would have I'd have become the person I am today, you know. So I think those seasons help us to grow, you know, so you don't just give up. So one of the ways I stay on at seasons where at low times is the circle again. It comes back to the circle, the people that you have around you. Who do you have around you? And then the books I read. I read a lot. Before then, I wasn't a book person. I don't like reading, okay? But I got into the business, and I know CM kept encouraging us to read. When I came for the mentorship session, I bought a package, I think 20,000 naira package, and I had books, and I was wondering where am I going to start from. But from those books, you know, reading 21st century, business of the 21st century, to business school, to, you know, all of those books really helped me to stay on. And then, It's Time for Network Marketing. I think that was the first book that really blew my mind. You know, when I had that season of rejection, and I felt like, oh, the whole world was against me. You know, why wouldn't my team? Why wouldn't my close friends and family members join me? By the time I read those short stories, I think I have that book somewhere here. I don't know if you know it. If you are just starting, you need this book. Oh, this book is loaded. It's Time for Network Marketing. It's actually a book of short stories of people that have succeeded. And now, when I read that book, I think it was a friend that gifted me because she knew I was in network marketing, but she was not into the network marketing. So she saw the book and bought it for me. And I read a few stories and my mind blew. I used to think then that maybe, you know, I was contemplating whether to leave the business or not. Maybe it's not for me, because it was really, really frustrating. Like, you talk to hundreds and thousands of people and not even one. I mean, when you're giving yourself targets for the week or for the month, that, oh, I want to do this. And then at the end of the day, you are not even able to generate even one PV. So you're wondering, am I okay? You know, so, but reading these stories got me to understand that everybody, every single person that has succeeded in network marketing went through the same thing. So I was like, oh, okay. You know, this book and my first year in network marketing really helped me. So reading books that has to do with what we are doing will also really help you to go through the times, to have an understanding of the times. Yeah. Bible says that the children of Issachar had an understanding of the times, and so their brethren were at their command. So you need to have an understanding of the times. When the times are high and then things are happening, everything is happening all gloriously, you enjoy it, but use that opportunity to build even more and understand that there will be times where it may not come like that. So what do? You prepare your mind and stay on, because there are people. Remember, this is not about you. It's not just about you. You're building a team. You have people that you're working with. So when you give up, what are you showing them? Are you going to be an inspiration? Are they going to be encouraged by your giving up? So I hope that has helped. So reading books, having your like minds, like I said, the accountability partner, your coach, your mentor, you need to have those ones, because those are a circle of people that you're going to, that you can always run to. Because there are days, there were days I used to cry. I would go back home like this and I'll cry. There was a particular day I sat in my car, I went to see somebody, and I used like 2 hours to do a presentation for one person. A presentation that I would have done to a whole crowd. I did it for one person. By the time I was done, she told me, "Inifon, it sounds very interesting, but it's not my thing." And I'm like, okay, it's not your thing. But auntie, you can get mosquito. She was a nurse actually. You can get mosquito repellent. You can get this. She told me no. My husband buys all of those things. I said okay, but this is children's ward and there's so much mosquito. Can you get mosquito repellent and then you can sell to the patient? She said no. She's not interested in that kind of sales. Oh my goodness, I was frustrated because she was like one of my VIPs, you know, one of my targets, VIPs. I went to my car that day and I cried. But do you know, I was driving and crying myself and going back home because it was really frustrating. And she was like the second person that particular day. So I was like, what is wrong with me? So fast forward, I think 2 years after or a year after, I was driving when she called me. I had a call from her. She's a member of my church. So she called me and I picked, and what I heard from the phone was like, Inifon, I need to see you. That business we spoke about, I think we need to see. And I'm like, eh? So immediately I called my husband. I said, guess who just called me? He said, hey, now they're watching you now. So go and see her. The next day I went to see her and I was amazed. I shared out, the regular entry level. She told me, no, she doesn't want that particular. She wants a higher level that had to do with about 6-point-something million. I wasn't the one who sold that opportunity to her, but she must have I think somebody else spoke with her about it. And she asked me about it. And then that woman transferred 6-point-something million to the business. And that was what qualified my son for the car that year, because I needed that point for my son to qualify for his car that year, 2015. And that was what happened. So imagine if I had given up. Imagine if I had said, I'm not doing it again because she didn't sign up. Then I wouldn't have gotten to a point where I and my son were on the stage to receive our cars. So you can see that consistency. People are watching everything you do. People watch. I mean, some other person had sold her the business opportunity, but she decided, oh, this lady had told me about the business and I'm watching her. She's consistently building. So she preferred to come and sign up with me. So the way you carry your business, I need you to understand, especially if you're on social media or even if you're not on social media, people are watching you. If your own is to jump from one network to the other, trust me, they are noting you and it will play back. It will certainly play back, So you do not want people to see you as somebody who is here, there, you need to be focused and then keep building. So no matter the time, whether it is all raining and you're having all the nice time, enjoy it. Enjoy that nice time, but understand that there will be times where there will be droughts. And when there is droughts, what do? You reach out. There are people you should lock hands with, the people in your circle, work with them because you need those people. You need to read, you need to keep listening to people that inspire you. Very, very important. You need them. That's what has helped me. I'm telling you from my experience, there's no other secrets. The people that you surround yourself with matters. I know that I would have given up a long time ago if the people I had around me were people that cared, but I am strong-willed anyway. So instead of you rubbing off on me, I'm going to rub off on you. Okay. So having that cycle is very important. And then keeping yourself busy with the things that will add value to you. Books, even tapes. A lot of videos that you should be watching should be inspirational one in line with business. Okay, I think that's how I deal with it. And then reminding myself every day that this is not about me, it's about the people that I have brought into the business and I have to keep to my words. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
If you got value from that, you say yes. Okay,
thank you. Thank you for having me, sir.
Thank you. Well done. Okay, we'll connect later. Thank you so much.
Bye.